It is so hot. Oh my goodness. If you guys can hear my AC in the background, like we're gonna learn to put up with it, because could I turn it off? I surely could. But am I going to when it is 99 degrees out and like 80% humidity? Absolutely not. Also, my pool opened today and I have to monitor the chemicals. So I'm distracted as all hell. So we're gonna try to get this done, and also let's see if we can get this filmed before the boys come in from outside playing soccer and raise hell. So there's a lot going on here, but it is called the mid-year freak out tag. So I figured the chaos was appropriate. So AC's on, pool's regulating, boys outside. Let's see how long we can be productive. Hi guys, we are back with another one, and we are filming in my kitchen currently because it's really hot. The AC is working and the AC is blowing like directly on me where I'm standing, and it just feels so good since I've been out at the pool all day, getting the chemicals right, getting it opened. It is the best week to be opening the pool ever because it is so hot, like I've mentioned a million times, but the AC needs to be actively blowing on me to cool me down. But I figured while the boys are outside playing, let's see if we could get our mid-year freakout tag gone. I have heat stroke. Let's see if we could get our mid-year freak out tag filmed. It feels a little dark in here. I think I might need to turn some more lights on. Hold on one sec. Is that a little better? I think it is. It feels a little better. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right into the mid-year freakout tag. If you guys haven't seen this, it's going around YouTube right now because we're about halfway through the year. I think Destiny said that she looked and like on the calendar and like counted it out, and I think technically July 2nd is exactly middle of the way through the year, but like of the 12 months, June is the 6th. We're close enough, okay? So I figured I would go ahead and for the first time on this channel film my own mid-year freakout tag, which is so fun. So let's jump right into it. So the first question of the mid-year freakout tag is the best book I've read so far in 2024. So for me, that would be Beach Read by Emily Henry. This is my favorite book I've read so far this year. It was absolutely incredible. It made me emotional. I loved it. I loved the characters. I loved the story. I loved the prose. I loved the writing. And I'm really hoping that I get a chance to dive more into Emily Henry because this right here was pretty close to perfection, I should say. So my favorite book I've read so far this year is Beach Read by Emily Henry. Okay, best sequel you've read so far in 2024. This one is a little controversial, which is like mind-blowing to me because my best sequel is Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. This is the second book in the, what is it? What's the series name on this? Letters of Enchantment? Is that what it is? I don't even remember. I'm like trying to look it up, but the first book is Divine Rivals. I'm horrible with series names. I never know them, but this is book number 2. I believe the last book in this duology, and it has gotten some serious heat recently. Like a bunch of really big YouTubers read it and did not like it, and I was mind blown by that because I absolutely loved it. I preferred Ruthless Vows to Divine Rivals, which I think is like an unpopular opinion, but I did. I liked the story better. I felt like it was more cohesive. I loved the pining romance from Iris and Roman in this book, and that's been my favorite sequel I've read. In fairness, actually, I've done pretty well recently, but I haven't read a ton of sequels, but I can't see anything beating this, to be honest with you. Okay, next is 2024 release you haven't read yet, but want to. Here's where we're going to start getting into ones where I couldn't simply give you one answer. I have a couple of them. Okay, so the first one that I really am excited in getting into is Funny Story by Emily Henry. Definitely want to get into that one. I also want to get into A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. The Homey and Homely Book Club recently read The Bridge Kingdom, and I absolutely loved Danielle L. Jensen's writing. So if that continues, and I just love her style, this should be amazing. I also want to read Behind the Broken by Chloe C. Peñaranda. Seems a little random, but it seems really, really, really good. And I did read another book by her and loved her style, so I want to read that. And then, let's see what else I wrote down. Oh, I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons by Peter S. Beagle. This is the same author who did the Last Unicorn series, and this book sounds so whimsical and so fun, so I definitely want to get into that one. Another one is Empire of Shadows by Jacqueline L. Benson. Jacqueline Benson. This book I've heard described as like Indiana Jones meets The Mummy, so I'm really excited about that one. Heartless Hunter by Kristen Ciccarelli, aka The Crimson Moth if you're from like the UK, Australia, that side of the world. Here in the US, it's The Heartless Hunter. I think this is a witch and a witch hunter romantasy. Really excited about that one. And last but not least, The Women by Kristen Hanna. I absolutely want to get into The Women by Kristen Hanna. I don't know if this is going to work out for me because historical fiction is a little iffy for me, but I've heard amazing things about her writing, so I definitely want to get into it. Okay, most anticipated release for the second half of 2024. Another multiple part answer. Reckless by Lauren Roberts comes out on July 2nd. This is technically the second book after Powerless, unless you count the little novella, Powerful. I count it because I actually liked the tiny little Powerful novella more than I liked Powerless. So I'm excited to see what happens in Reckless. I also put The Darkness Within Us by Trisha Levenseller. I have gone on and on about how surprised I was by The Shadows Between Us. Is that what it's called? Yeah. The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. I absolutely loved that book. So this is the next book that's coming out by her and I'm very excited. I also have Wild Eyes by, The Darkness Within Us comes out on July 9th. I also have Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. This comes out on September 3rd. Anything Elsie Silver does, I'm going to love. I believe I'm 3 books into the Chestnut Spring series. I do own Wild Love, which just came out, and then Wild Eyes is the second one in that, Rose Spring, something like that series. Definitely excited for that one.
Oh, sorry.
I thought we were going to get 20 minutes of peace, but ended up being about 5 minutes of peace. So, how's soccer going?
I just lost a cup final. Leave me alone.
He just lost a cup final of backyard soccer.
Yeah.
So what do you lose? What do you win? That's the more important part.
The cup.
What was at stake?
The cup.
What cup? Is it this thing? What cup?
The cup.
No, that's my Stanley. That's my Diet Coke.
No, it's a cup.
What's this thing?
A cup.
What is this?
Like a different cup.
This is a different cup?
Yeah.
What cup is this?
A cup.
This is the
World Cup.
FIFA World Cup.
You don't even know what that is.
You know what?
You don't even know what that
I
is.
win.
You don't even know what that is.
I win. I won the World Cup.
Okay, you know what you want? What I want you to say? Say into the camera. Say, Ronaldo is better.
I won the World Cup.
No, say best. Say Ronaldo is the best.
Ronaldo's one of the best.
No, say Ronaldo is the best.
Ronaldo's one of the best.
Say Ronaldo is the best.
Ronaldo is one of the best. All right, go away.
I'm gonna cut your footage so I won't say Ronaldo is the best. And then you'll
Okay.
start a whole controversy.
Okay, that's the controversy.
Yeah.
That's gonna start on my
Then
channel.
you're gonna get canceled.
Anyways, the next book that I'm anticipating is The 13th Child by Erin A. Craig. This comes out on September 24th. This is the same author as House of Salt and Sorrows, I believe, and I'm really excited for it. Also, The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. This comes out on November 12th. This sounds excellent. And last but not least, Spectacular by Stephanie Garber. This is a cute little Caraval holiday novella, and it releases October 22nd. Have I read Caraval? No. Have I read, what is it, Ballad of Never After? No. Still excited for it. Okay, the biggest disappointment so far of 2024, this is an even tie. So the first was Falling by TJ Newman. I really didn't enjoy this. I gave this 2 stars on Goodreads. I've also read Drowning by TJ Newman and preferred that one, liked that one a lot better. So like I said in my other videos, if you want to get into like an aeronautic emergency Book by TJ Newman, Go Drowning Over Falling. So this was a huge disappointment. Also, Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I really just intensely disliked this book. I gave this one a 2-star on Goodreads as well. I have ranted on and on about what I didn't like about this book, but if I had to like choose one overarching theme that I didn't like, the main character, Stevie, is horrible. I don't like her. She was a disrespectful, annoying little brat, and I didn't like her. So 2 stars. I'm not even entirely sure if I want to continue with this series. I think I might give book number 2 a try, hoping that it just gets a little better, but it's one of those things where if I don't like book number 2, I'm probably just going to accept that this isn't the series for me, these aren't the characters for me, and just bless and release it and move on, but huge disappointment. Okay, next was the biggest surprise of 2024, and this one, hands down, is going to Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. This book was 5 stars, excellent, and completely shocked me for multiple reasons. First of all, it's a lit fic. Not one of my preferred or typical most read genres. So when I went into it, I just thought it was going to be like an okay little like lit fic book. Like, let's get through this. 3 stars, 3.5 stars, maybe 4 stars at best. And when I ended up falling in love with these characters and this story and this writing, and it was a 5-star read, it blew my mind. It was just a huge surprise for me. Everyone needs to go read this book. It is excellent, and Marcellus the Octopus is everything to me. So there you go. New favorite author. I have 3. Emily Henry. I read Beach Read. It was a 5-star, my favorite book I've read so far this year, and I'm so excited to continue on with her writing. Emily Henry. Danielle L. Jensen, like I said, read The Bridge Kingdom and absolutely loved her style, so I could definitely see her being a new favorite author. And most recently, Miss Sophie Lark. I read The Brutal Prince and was shocked at how much I loved her writing. It was so good. If you are looking for a really fast-paced, well-written mafia romance, Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark was excellent. So there you go. New fictional crush. I have 2. This should come, the first one should come as no surprise. Augustus Everett from Beach Read. He is book boyfriend goals. I loved him. He was quirky and funny and quick-witted and bantery and kept up really well and was sweet and kind and compassionate and said all the right things. So Gus Everett, top tier book boyfriend. And also Jamie Stryker from Behind the Net. I really, really liked him, and one of the things I loved most about him was, I've said this many times talking about this book, the way that he respected Pippa. He respected her so much that he understood his position was just to support her while she worked her way through some of the conflicts in the book. I'm not trying to give away anything, but there were conflicts in the book, and her sister went to jump in and like handle it and like fight her battles, and Jamie held her back and was like, no, let's just stand behind her as her support system if she needs us, but I respect her so much that I know she's got this and I trust her. And I really, really liked the way that he respected her and supported her without jumping in and handling things for her. So Jamie Stryker was one of my little crushes. Gave me butterflies. So there you go. Book that made you cry. Fun fact, I do not cry when I'm reading books. I just don't. It's just not something. So I'm going to slightly amend this question to like book that made me feel emotions. And that would be Beach Read by Emily Henry. I actually have finishing that book on camera on one of my blogs, and I got kind of like, I closed the book and I like put it on my chest and I was just like the 5-star feeling was intense. So Beach Read made me feel things. And also Aragon by Christopher Paolini. This book was so good, and there was a certain section, a certain part of the book that had me close to tearing up. You're very distracting. That had me close to tearing up. I didn't quite shed a tear, but I felt like I maybe could have. So if you know what part of the book that was, if you know, you know. Don't give it away in the comments, but there was one particular part of that book where I kind of was like, no, and I got very emotional. So Aragon, got close. Book that made you happy. I feel like this is just a beach read appreciation video. Beach read by Emily Henry. This is why this book was a 5-star, because there were so many different things that made me feel and so many different reasons why I loved it that it's going to kind of be a good fit for all of these questions. But this book made me so happy. Just for the sheer fact that it was excellent. It was so good. Love how you're wearing cleats in the house.
Yeah, we gotta go. I want to leave her early.
What?
Gotta go.
It's 5:30. The next book that made me happy was Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. Not in the same way that Beach Read did, but this was another book that the Homie and Homely Book Club picked. I forget what month it was. Maybe May? No. April? Might have been April. This was another book that the Homie and Homely Book Club picked, and it made me happy in a different way. It was just kind of like cute and quirky and funny and humorous and like just made me smile. It was like a very not serious, easy to read, good, cute little time that made me happy. And it made me happy that I was reading it along with the book club. So there you go. Favorite video you've filmed this year? Okay, so technically, as I always say, my favorite videos to film every month, I love filming my spin wheel videos, but because those are like a monthly TBR video, I don't know that that would necessarily count for this prompt. So I'm not going to pick those. I think I'm going to say it's a tie between my Reading for 24 Hours by the Ocean video and our Come to New York City with Us video. Probably for nostalgic reasons. I go back and I think about those trips or could rewatch that footage and just watch me having fun with my family in some of the places that make us the happiest, and just makes me happy, makes me nostalgic, and just love those videos and love that I have that footage to relive. So those would probably be my two favorite videos that I've filmed, just because they were such great experiences and I like reliving them. So, most beautiful book you've bought. Okay, so I wasn't sure with this video if BookBox books count like special edition books, because I think those are like special editions and they, I don't know. I didn't know if they counted. So I have one that's a BookBox special edition and one that's just a beautiful book I've bought. So the first book is a Fairy Loot special, and that is my Fairy Loot edition of Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. This book is just stunningly beautiful with the edges, but also the naked hardcover of this book is just, I mean, it's just next level stunning with the pictures of the characters inside. I mean, this is why I didn't know if it counted. When you're talking about beautiful books, I don't know that much is going to beat the Fairy Loot Illumicrate, Broken Binding, Owl Crate, Page and Wick, like special edition books. So if these count, this would probably be my answer. However, if they don't count, I would have to go with my special edition of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. This book is the illustrated edition. This is my favorite book of all time. Nothing will ever beat Prisoner of Azkaban for me, and this, like I said, is the illustrated edition. Every page is absolutely stunning, has gorgeous artwork on the inside. Every single page has these gorgeous additions, and it is just absolutely beautiful. I mean, even look at the owls. So if I had to pick a book that wasn't a BookBox special edition, it would probably be my gorgeous illustrated cover of Prisoner of Azkaban. I am obsessed with this. It has my heart. It is my favorite thing I've gotten this year, and it's beautiful. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, next question is books you must read by the end of the year. So I actually did a video that was 24 books I wanted to read in 2024. So like, I want to get through all of those. But if I had to prioritize, I would say Daisy Hates by Jessie Hastings, which is the next book in the Magnolia Parks series. Magnolia Parks was a 5-star for me last year, and I absolutely loved it, and I definitely want to prioritize moving forward. Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh is something I definitely want to get into as well by the end of the year, because I've heard amazing things about it. Okay, so I want to read a Brandon Sanderson book of some sort. There's so many of them, but I think I'm pretty locked in to starting on Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, but I am so intimidated by him. So definitely want to read a Brandon Sanderson by the end of the year. One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig is also up there. There have been so many of you that are literally about to grab me by the neck and be like, I swear to God, if you do not read One Dark Window, you all want me to read this book. And I do too. I just haven't been able to get to it. So One Dark Window. And last but not least, The Lies We Steal by Monty J. This book has been picked by our Spin Wheel TBR like at least 2 times, I think like 3 or 4 times, and I keep saying that I cannot avoid it any longer, and every single month I find a way to avoid it, and it's not purposely. There's so many books I have to read that I just haven't gotten to this one. So by the end of the year, I swear I will read The Lies We Steal by Monty J. So that's it, guys. That's our first official mid-year freakout tag. How exciting is that? I can't believe that we just did that. I have read, I believe, 36 books so far this year, and I'm like over 50% of the way through 2 more, so like between 36 and 38 books by the time that this goes up. I think that's such a good reading year so far, and I've found some new favorites and some new disappointments. But tell me below what the answers to any of these questions are, and if you've made it this far, go ahead and comment the little smiley face with the hearts emojis to show that you made it this far, and then go and do all the things that you are so good at doing, like comment, subscribe. And now I gotta move out because we have soccer practice and I'm running late. So bye, guys.